Welcome back to Pompey Scrapbook, our YouTube channel where we investigate our Pompey memories. Today you may notice that TC is not following the uniform code and is wearing an England shirt. So it might give you a bit of a clue as to what this video is about, because it's a little bit different, this one. So we are in the midst of the Euros, Tony. How are the Euros going?
Been hard work for England, hasn't it? We keep thinking they're gonna turn up in a minute and play some nice football, but so far we've seen precious little of it. But the big thing is we're still in it, which is more than some teams can say.
We are still in it.
Yeah,
aware that by the time people watch this video,
we might not be.
So, what this episode is called Pompey at the Euros. So, what we wanted to do was talk about Pompey players who have played in the Euros. Not necessarily whilst they were actually Pompey players, but Pompey players, people that play for Pompey and they've played in the Euros. So we started doing some research and we've come up with a couple of teams, Tony, haven't we, to talk about?
We have, yeah. We've come up with an England team and a rest of Europe team, which is and they look quite good actually, don't they?
Yeah, there were some positions that were a bit of a stretch and we had to be a little bit creative. So let's start off now then by looking at our England side for Pompey at the Euros. And this looks like this. Pretty good team. So these are all players that have played for Pompey and have appeared in a Euros, with one exception.
Well, they've all played for Pompey.
Tony Adams is the exception. He isn't a former Pompey manager, but we've put him in because we needed a centre half, and he's played in the Euros quite a bit. So that's our team.
Just one thing interesting to know is that I think looking at that team, all of them played in the Euros before they came to Pompey. I'm pretty sure that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So that sort of suggests that we were getting these good players towards the end of their careers, but they were still useful players, though.
Well, I guess mostly they've got to that level in their career, played in the Euros, and then Pompey have had that bit of success, and Harry Redknapp has signed most of them into that Pompey team that did well, got in the Premier League, won the Cup, etc.
Yeah.
Exceptions to that then are Neil Webb, Darren
Mark Haitley,
and Gary Stevens.
Gary Stevens was. No, he played in the '88 Euros, I think, and we got him in about 1990.
Yeah, but he didn't come in. He wasn't a Redknapp signing. That's what I'm getting.
No. Okay, yeah.
Pre that team, but quite a chunk of them are people that Harry Redknapp brought in, to do a job for us, Premier League and the Cup winning team.
Yep, that's good.
So David James, awesome goalkeeper for Pompey.
Well, yeah, you couldn't be better, could you? He was possibly the best goalkeeper Pompey have had.
Yeah, so that's a debate we've had before, isn't it, between him
and Pompey?
So the strength in the back line there, Johnson and Campbell probably the two highlights. Adams obviously is a sneaky addition. That midfield, I'm not too sure I'd be that confident putting Paul Merson in the middle of the midfield like that. He's probably more of a number 10.
There's not a lot of tackling in that midfield, is there?
No.
But there you go.
And then up front, that's a strong pairing.
Yeah.
Haitley, brilliant for Pompey. Didn't do much for England in the Euros, did he?
No, he didn't. No, he only had the one tournament, and England were pretty poor in that. So.
Yeah.
But you would think with those two, though, get the ball wide and get it in there, and you've got two players who are pretty good in the air there.
Okay, so that's our England side. Now we've got a blank canvas now, and we're going to start filling it up with the rest of Europe. So let's pop a goalkeeper in there. So that's gonna be a tough decision, isn't it? Do you want Chalkius or David James later on? We'll have to decide.
Oh, Kostas Chalkias, Charlie Chalk as we knew him. Um, he was at Pompey for a little while, not very long. Wasn't particularly good for us. I can remember, I think he made his debut at Southampton in the FA Cup, if my mind is serving me correctly. Only played, what, half a dozen games for us. Pretty sure he couldn't speak any English because all he would do to converse with his defenders was stick his thumbs up to say, "Yeah, I'm all right,"
Yeah,
and that was about it. But he
I'm not
played for Greece in the Euros, not when Greece won it, but the 2012 tournament.
okay. I'm not going to beat around the bush. He was pretty rubbish for Pompey. So, so the clip we're going to play is uh, us playing Arsenal, and basically this is well, what? Tell us about this game, Tom.
It was this was one of his few games, and Arsenal basically took us apart. They won 3-0. It could have been a lot more if they tried, I think. But it's Thierry Henry with a hat trick. Uh, Not much you could do with that, but he stood there watching. Uh, we were pretty poor. This was our second season in the Premier League, and we were struggling around this stage. And our defence wide open. Again, he's not given much protection, to be fair, is he?
No, but the third one is the
The
best.
third goal is the best.
When,
Nice finish, as you'd expect.
yeah, when you see the third one, I do wonder if it was scored now, whether it would be given as an own goal. But
Yeah, it probably would. Oh, he's got it. Oh no, he hasn't.
saved it and almost like volleyed it in the net himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's there you go. These things happen, don't they? Oh, you get a good view of it here. Look. Oh no, it's not.
Oh well,
And there's Thierry with his ball.
Thierry looks happy, so that's okay. Okay, so moving on from the keeper, fullback, which is a bit of a creative position for him. We have Alexis Smirtin. So Smirtin was on loan to us from Chelsea. He was quite a big money player for Chelsea, wasn't he? But played in the Euros for Russia.
Yep,
And this is a goal we've seen before in a different video. This is Pompey at Anfield, and the ball comes out to the right hand side. That's Murphy.
Smirtin's cross, Yakubu's there, but so too is Taylor! Goal! And now Liverpool.
I suppose we could say he was playing like a fullback there, wasn't he? Up on the overlap.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll go for it.
Yeah. So Mr. Smirtin slots in at fullback. The other fullback we've got in this team, wearing an interesting looking Croatia kit. There weren't any.
That's Boris Zivkovic. Came to us after we won promotion, our first season in the Premier League. One of Harry's many signings at the time. Played right back, left back. He may even have played centre back as well, I think, at times. But this clip here, he was playing at left back. This is against Bolton. And there he is, picks the ball up and puts in a beautiful left-footed cross, which Teddy Sheringham buries. And this was the night we beat Bolton 4-0 and went top of the league very early in the season.
Top of the league?
Top of the league, yeah. Need to be a good team to go top of the Premier League.
Okay. In the middle then, again, we've been creative here because he probably did play in this position. He played it pretty much everywhere for Pompey. This is Bjorn Christensen. We've got a couple of little clips for him. So first of all, we've just got a challenge here. This just proves he was there. So this is against Italy. That's Christensen, number 19, flattening this fella.
Challenge.
And then we've got a goal. This is a goal we've seen in a different video game. This is in the playoff semi-final against Leicester at Fratton. And that was a screamer for...
That was a hell of a strike, isn't it?
Yeah, and that got us back in that game and gave us some hope. But it wasn't to be.
But it wasn't to be, as you said.
So our other centre-back in this side is probably a defensive midfielder, truth be told. But I'll let you have the honour of telling us about this chap who's got a bit more Euros pedigree.
We've got some real Euro pedigree here. Angelos Basinas, the Greek. 2004 Euros, Greece were the outsider of the lot and shocked the whole of Europe, going all the way and winning. And here he is in the final, about to take a corner. It's the host nation, Portugal. Lovely flighted corner. The goalkeeper goes a-wandering. And Haris Dias is there just to nod it into the empty net. 1-0. It was good enough.
Easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Greek fans going absolutely bananas. Portuguese fans not so keen. But there he is, Basinas.
Yeah, like I say, some great pedigree there.
Yeah, absolute class. I mean, Greece were shocked the whole of Europe by winning, and he was a big part of the team.
They had a lot of 1-0 wins, didn't they, in that tournament?
They did. I think they beat Portugal twice 1-0. I think they did it in the group as well.
Okay, so with our team, we've had to be a little bit creative with the defenders there to get a side together. We'll now jump up to the strikers, which is a little bit more straightforward. We'll leave the midfield to last because that's probably the strongest bit of the team. So, would you like to tell us about this guy wearing another fake Croatia shirt?
Ivica Mornar, yes. Came to Pompey second or third season in the Premier League. Was with us for a couple of seasons, I believe, though he hardly played. Scored in one of his very early games, which is, I think, what we're going to see against Spurs. Here it is, yeah. This is an amazing game. We lost 4-3. We kept coming back and equalising them, but still lost it. Jack with the cross, and there's Mornar with a little tap in. And we thought, hang on, we might have a little good striker on our hands here. And that was about it, I think.
Yeah, good goal.
Yeah, good goal, but I don't think he got many more.
Good work from the Yak there.
Indeed.
Okay.
Got some more Euro pedigree now for you.
Yes, some real pedigree here. A player who didn't do much for Pompey. We looked up, he played 16 games, something like that, for Pompey. Didn't
16.
score. Didn't
16,
score.
Yeah.
But we will all remember, I'm sure, when he won the penalty at Old Trafford, and I think it was his shot that Kanu tapped in the semi-final of the FA Cup, wasn't it? So there is bits, main contributions for Pompey. So Mr. Baros was more prolific at the Euros for the Czech Republic, including this game against Denmark in 2004.
Lovely, calm finish there, wasn't it?
Very tidy finish.
Yeah.
He gets 2 goals.
We never saw that much.
No, not for Pompey. He got 2 goals in this game. In total, in the competition, he scored 5 goals and won the Golden Boot. So,
and checking back, I saw this was the one of the knockout games. He scored in all 3 group games. That's quite an achievement, I suppose. He scored in every game virtually.
Yeah, it's about that benchmark, isn't it, for a Golden Boot? 5 or 6 goals.
Yeah.
So that was we've had the first goal, and then
this one's an even better finish, isn't it?
That's pretty emphatic, isn't it, that finish?
Yeah. With the left foot as well.
Yes, so a high calibre performer in the Euros, we have to say.
It's just a bit of a shame we never really saw it for Pompey, did we? But he was part of the team that won the cup, though, we can say, can't we?
Absolutely.
Showing a bit of pace there as well.
So there you go. That's that one. That's Mr. Baros, which now brings us to the midfield. So tell us about Joe Morale, Tony.
Joe Morrell coming a bit more up to date. Played for Wales in the 2020 Euros, which were actually played in 21, of course. Sadly, we won't see him again in a Pompey shirt as he's not got a new contract. But been a steady player for Wales, and here he is in the 21 or the 20 Euros against Turkey. And it was actually played in Baku in Azerbaijan, and there he is heading one off the line. To confuse you, Wales are in the yellow kit here, but
It's going wide.
heading off
Let
the
it
line.
go.
He could have let it go, but let's be fair. Perhaps he wasn't to know. He's only a little lad, isn't he?
He not a glory player. He's your traditional mopper up in
Yeah,
the midfield, isn't he? But putting some good performances for Wales.
yeah. The fact that he was a fairly regular selection for him at that stage shows. Yeah, he's a good player.
So moving on in this midfield, then let's tell you about this chap, another Croatia player. So Niko Kranjčar was one of Harry's favourites. Played at multiple clubs for Harry Redknapp and put in a good shift for Pompey. He was in that strong cup-winning side for Pompey. So we've got a couple of little clips for Mr. Kranjčar. So first of all, we've got him basically knocking England out of the qualifiers.
Kranjčar will shoot from here. He comes slightly inside Marco Richards.
The question is, who's the England goalkeeper there?
Keep your eye on the ball on the basis of, just get on with it. Don't worry about him. I mean, it was Carson and England are in goal.
Scott Carson.
Yeah. God, that was a shocker, wasn't it?
If I remember rightly, David James should have been the goalkeeper, but was left out in favour of Carson.
Ooh.
That was a good decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, great decision. Okay, so moving on, we've got a Pompey goal for Nico, and this is a free kick against Birmingham, which is a screamer. Or in that black kit.
Yeah. I love the way he was just standing there, hands on hips, as if to say, I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to score. But that was fully, 35? It's got to be 35 yards, isn't it? It's absolutely flown in.
Yeah, we like that one. We'll have a few replays for that. It's a bit Cristiano Ronaldo-esque, isn't it? The way he's hit the back of the ball and it's wobbled around.
Yeah.
Not nice for goalkeepers. So we'll carry on building this midfield up, Tony, and I'll let you tell us a bit about this number 11 we've got playing on the wing.
This is Patrick Berger. Now, again, we've got some real Euro pedigree here. There's a guy who actually scored in the final in 1996 when the Czechs surprisingly got through to play Germany. Should have been England, of course, but it wasn't. And here he is lining up, ready to take a penalty in the final, which put the Czechs 1-0 up at the time. It's a bit of a whack, but it goes in. And straight down the middle. Thank you very much.
That was pre him playing for Liverpool, wasn't it?
It was. It was this tournament that actually brought him to everybody's attention, and he moved on to Liverpool.
And then we've got him scoring a rather tasty goal now for Pompey.
Yeah, this was at Charlton early in the season, second game, I think. And this is, how much of this is intended, we're not sure, but it sort of flicks up and on the turn, that's incredible.
It's one of those ones, isn't it, where you flick it up like that, so you think, well, I might as well hit it then.
Yeah.
Okay, so to round off our rest of Europe team, we have this gentleman. So the fourth Croatian player to finish our team off is Robert Prosinecki. We've looked at Robert Prosinecki before. and we did that show reel of his Pompey clips where he does a ridiculous cutting backwards and forwards. Defenders are jumping around trying to read it. He had an absolutely mind-blowing season with Pompey, playing in the Championship and then just embarrassing all the defenders. This is a different clip then, so we've now got a clip for him playing in the Euros. So this was Croatia against Portugal. And we'll just
Euro 96.
Yeah, so we'll just play this through. It doesn't do anything mind-blowing, but it's just him running the game, isn't it?
It's just typical Prosinecki. There he is at the back.
Yeah,
It's just typical Prosinecki that he gets the ball and doesn't let anybody else have it.
yeah, and it's just your job, guys. It's just give me the ball, and I'll stroll around and knock it around. Here he is. This is typical of him. He's like, give me the ball.
There he is. I've got the ball. What am I going to do? Oh, I'll give it to you.
You have it. I'll have it back in a minute.
There he goes. I'm going to pace there, wasn't there?
Yeah, and won't go into too much of him, but he was just enigmatic, wasn't it? Like say the stories of him at Pompey, smoking fags at half time. It's just so talented. Possibly, I mean, it's open to debate. He's possibly the most talented player we've ever seen in a Pompey shirt. But
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I think we were all thinking, "What the hell is he doing playing for us?"
yeah,
But you think it was 5 years later than this. This was when he was basically in his prime, and he was a hell of a player then. He was still a hell of a player when we had him, but it's just one of those players that he just commanded the midfield. When he got the ball, it was my ball. I'm not going to give it to you.
and here I think he's playing more of a team role. He's in that midfield, just knocking it around. When he came to Pompey, it was more. It was the Prosinecki show, wasn't it? So he was probably more advanced on the field. He assisted quite a lot of goals. He scored a few. Scored a hat trick for Pompey, didn't he? Where he refused the match ball because he was so disgusted he'd only drawn 4 or something.
Yeah, yeah. He was basically in the team to do all the tricks and magic stuff, and he wasn't there to do the running. There were other players in the team to do that for him.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our team. It's a pretty good team, really, isn't it?
That's a hell of a team, isn't it? Yeah.
So
You said there's some real pedigree in there.
so you've got someone who at one point was maybe one of the best players in the world in Prosinecki, got a Golden Boot winner, a winner of the Euros. So a good side.
Another one who scored in the final.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, what do you think the kind of mix would be then if we put that together with our England team? How many? Is it an even split?
Well, possibly. Yeah. Bear in mind, England have never really had a great record in the Euros. You would tend to think European side might be better.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, it'd be interesting.
let's have a look. I think that's what happens when we put it together. So
So
we knew our defence was a little bit patched up, wasn't it? So
yeah,
we've slotted Glenn Johnson and Sol Campbell into the team. They're very solid defenders, weren't they?
they were. Yeah, and JMO in goal.
Yeah, no surprise that JMO's beaten out Chalkius.
Uh,
In the
but
midfield, kept most of the rest of Europe one. We've swapped out Joe Morel for Paul Merson. Don't think there's any arguing about that one.
no, it's Merson and Prosinecki would be an interesting partnership in the middle, wouldn't they?
And Mornar up top has been swapped out for Teddy Sheringham. So
Well, Teddy Sheringham did have a great Euros in '96, so yeah, he thoroughly deserves a place there.
And it's fair to say that Baros wouldn't make the team based on what he did for Pompey, but basing this on the Euros as a Golden Boot winner, there's no argument. So that's
absolutely none at all. Yeah.
So that's a team there full of Pompey players that have been at the Euros. I wonder how that team would fare in this Euros. Probably do pretty well, I would have thought.
at their prime, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it's interesting to go back and look back on the players that Pompey have had. I have been there.
Yeah. Yeah. So something a bit different, that one.
Yeah.
And interesting, another way of looking back and seeing some of the old faces that have been glorious players for Pompey. So
Absolutely, yes.
okay, thanks.
That's been good fun.
Yeah,
Been
thanks
good
for
fun.
taking us through that, and we'll see you on the next one.
And come on, England.
Come on, England.